안녕하세요 여러분, 제 이름은 AJ요. My name is AJ and welcome back to Shadow Spinner Reacts, where we are continuing with episode 10 of Moving. Now if you haven't seen this yet, please go make sure you watch that episode first and then come back here because we are going to be editing it up quite a lot for copyright. You can currently find it on Hulu and Disney Plus. I recommend Hulu so you get the original Korean audio. You're probably really sick of me saying that by now if you've been watching all the episodes, but I'm going to keep saying it. I did remember to actually plug my headphones into my laptop this time. So for those of you watching the uncut reaction, the audio should be a bit cleaner. Yeah, and if I'm wearing the same outfit in a lot of videos in a row, it's because I'm just like recording a ton at a time right now because I think I mentioned this before. I was running the episodic content for a festival up in Duluth, and I am now getting ready to run the episodic content for a festival up in Lake Placid. So there was a gap of time where I was not able to record and upload. So now I'm just like recording a ton all at once so that I can catch up on all of my uploads and so that I have some recorded so that I can continue uploading throughout the Lake Placid Festival. So we have Mondays currently, we have Moving. We're going to have My Demon on Wednesdays. We're going to start I think Squid Game is currently winning in the polls at the time of this recording. So we'll see the polls close in 2 days on Patreon. So, but I'm pretty sure Squid Games is winning that one. So that's going to be on Fridays. And then in the future, starting in December, we're going to have Sweet Home starting for Tuesdays. And we haven't released the poll yet for the show that's going to end up filling in on Thursdays or for what our Patreon exclusive is going to be. But I'm hoping to get all of that like done and launched by the end of the year. That's a lot because it's like a minimum of 4.5 hours per video between recording it, doing the uncut version with the timer in the corner, and doing the cut version. And that's if I am doing it quickly, and that does not include rendering and export time. And I have a full-time job. So trying to like stack up to that while working a full-time job, it's been challenging, but I really want to do this because I'm so excited about all of the stuff that I'm sharing with you guys. I've started having people actually comment on my videos, which is really incredibly cool, and it makes me feel like I'm less alone in this world regarding like all of my obsession over K-drama, because I've been watching K-dramas I think since 2009 is when I first started watching K-drama, because I got into it because I was trying to practice language ahead of studying in Korea, and it's just really cool to see how many people now are like watching these shows that I can geek out with, because when I try to geek out to like the people around me, they just... If you've ever seen Drama World, like that opening scene in Drama World where she's explaining to the guy in line to get food about the K-drama and he's just giving her that blank look like, can I just have my food? That's been my experience with like most of the time. So I'm really happy to share this. I'm going to stop rambling now and get back to about this show specifically. We've now had 2 full episodes on our spy romance. I don't really have any predictions regarding specific plot details. However, I have been thinking, it almost feels like the writer has issued themselves a challenge to see how many genres they can fit into a single show. I mean, think about it. We've had action thriller, we've had high school coming of age, we've had high school, like a teen romance, we've now had an adult romance. Specifically, we've had a spy romance. We clearly have like paranormal stuff going on. We have the science fiction fantasy aspect, superhero stuff. We have international political intrigue, because it's not just what was going on with the spy stuff between North and South Korea. It's also what's going on currently with, where South Korea is and where the United States is and what they're doing and all those potential diplomatic issues that are about to explode. And we know China's involved somehow, because that's when he called, he's like, I could always just get China on the line and see what they have to say about this nonsense. And that's when the CIA guy was like, okay, stop. So we got 4 countries involved so far in that. But the only genres that we seem to be missing really is we haven't really gotten our sports genre, although we could, because that is Hisu's specialty. We haven't gotten horror yet. We haven't gotten historical. We got some family melodrama with the dynamics that are going on between Unsuk and his mom with like just family dynamics. So we kind of have the family melodrama happening, but historical, sports, horror, and animation. Now, I can't think of a way that animation would actually come into it, so I think we're not going to actually get that genre. But I think if, based on all of the random nonsense so far that has managed to work itself into the series, the things that I'm predicting are going to happen is at some point we're going to have some type of, like, sports-focused, at least, like, half of an episode. Like, something that's really focused all on the sports competition thing. We're going to have some type of a time jump where we're looking at the history of this nonsense that goes all the way back to, like, medieval times. And we're going to have, I don't know, zombies or something, okay? And there's no real rhyme or reason for it, except for that we've hit every other genre, so, like, we might as well round it out with those too. And honestly, I would not be surprised if at least two of those three things happen. If all three of those things happen, I swear I did not watch ahead. And also, it would be ridiculous if that actually happened. I am going to be munching a little bit during this because I've been recording nonstop all day, so I'm really hungry, but I also don't want to stop recording because I've only got a couple days left before I gotta drive out of town. I'm going to be driving for like 3 or 4 days straight, and I can't record while I'm in the car on the road between, you know, Minnesota and New York. So, without further ado, of course the episode's titled The Monster right after I just said we're gonna have some type of horror thing happening. Okay, we're back in 1990 in Ulsan. That is a very excited looking building. What are you doing, sir? We just got a mob war going on here, and he's just walking in like, whatever. That hairstyle was never cool. And nobody ever looked good in it. Yeah, I'd be concerned now too. Okay, so we're not even gonna finish the spy romance story. We're just jumping right over here. Got it. Call the hospital. First thing you do, if you accidentally hit somebody with your car, your very first phone call is 911 to get medical assistance. And then if you know any emergency medical procedures, you do that too. You got some knives sticking out of you, buddy. Yep. I'd be much more concerned if somebody with that many knives sticking out of them, like, was still walking over as though nothing was a problem. Look at the people in the room and ask that question again, sir. You have no legs to stand on. Dude. Look at the room! How stupid is this guy? No, seriously, how dumb is this guy? That he's looking at the room and still thinking he has any power. He's got knives sticking out of him and that didn't seem to do any good. What are you gonna do with my gallbladder? He should have a lot more blood on his shirt. You've got an acupuncture needle sticking out of your back, sir. I love how they're just so used to him healing that, like, this isn't even a thing to them. So when those other guys that bought the chicken in that one episode were trying to act like gangsters, like, he was even more unfazed than I thought he was. And, like, he should be able to be confident that none of his people will ever betray him. Nobody in his group would ever betray him because they should all know that it wouldn't end well and it's not going anywhere. Like, you will not succeed if you try to fight this guy. It's ironic that he wants sunfish because sunfish are like the hardest fish to keep alive, apparently. Like, everything kills a sunfish. And nothing kills him. So how did you meet Hisa's mom? Are we gonna find out how you met Hisa's mom? I had not counted a mob story, by the way, in my list of genres. 6 months later. Okay, yes, that's right. Get over your shock, call an ambulance. I mean, I will give benefit of the doubt here. It's snowing, roads are bad. It might not be entirely his fault. He did stay and he is trying to call for help instead of, like, what I've seen people do elsewhere, where they don't want to get in trouble, so they run from the scene. Sif, did you kick open the door to come join me? Honestly, that's not bad. $300 to settle for an accident like that. You got lucky, sir. You got really lucky. Fixing your headlights gonna cost way more than that. So what happened between then and now where you went from being like the go-to person that everybody relied on to this? Is it a chicken restaurant? Was she working for a chicken restaurant making deliveries? Oh, that lighting. That is horrible lighting. That's the type of lighting that, like, you go slowly insane day after day lighting. I'd rather have less light but have it be more yellow. Those fluorescents would drive me nuts. Yep. You said it was 1990 and no sun before. Oh, because you've gone... Okay, are we back again to 6 months ago? He's too in charge. No, I don't either, so please explain it to me. I wouldn't piss off somebody that can't die. You're not gonna live long. You better explain yourself, sir. Why do you respect this man so much when he's so weak? I would not be calling this man boss. If you wanted to make money. It's like, I did not do this for the money. I did it because I needed to protect our people. Yes, if you're betraying your people. That's a good question. I mean, you shouldn't be doing it. He's like, you stab people for a living. I get stabbed for a living. There we go. There it is right there. I've been stabbed for a living, but I've never stabbed someone else for a living. Even like in that situation, he could easily have turned that sword on the other guy, but instead he turned it on himself to prove a point. Did you just drag a girl to a room and shove her in? Why the heck is this a life that anybody would actually want? And to think, not that long ago you were saying how it was your honor. Well, nobody's gonna actually literally stab you in the back because they would lose, but clearly they just gonna vanish. Which is something that you can't fight back against. There's really no way of fighting back against that. You just gotta say bye to people. Realize they are not as loyal to you as you were to them. 짜장면! 아, 짜장면 너무 먹고 싶어.
얘는 그러고 보니까 커피 팔러 와서 오빠 소리를 한번 안 하네. 야, 내 커피값 10,000원 내놔.
No, you bought coffee. You pay for the coffee. Why should I give you the money back?
커피 한 잔에.
Yeah. Especially when you pay for delivery fees. I'd be in that hallway so quickly. I'm not good at staying out of situations when I see them. I'd already be over there, be like, "Hi, sir, can I help you with something? Let me escort you back in your room, buddy." It's for delivery. This is not. I'm not an escort service. This is delivery. Yeah. I'd have punched him so hard. The moment he said that, I pay that to touch you, I'd be like, "And your nose is broken." Shows like this bring out violence in me, I've noticed. But I'm very confused about this guy at this point. It's like, my dude. Yeah, that driver kind of deserved to get that's not really scammed. Like, how... Yeah, that was a lot of lead time with the guy in the road.
4,000원 더 없어?
방 청소도 안 해주면서.
어머머, 장기 투숙은 원래 청소가 옵션이 없는 거야. 아니 뭐 여기가 무슨 호텔인 줄 아나
This is not a hotel. Get a hotel room if you want the extra services.
아저씨 거기 피 묻은 거 알아요?
아, 예. 압니다.
아는구나.
He's like, okay, as long as you know. As long as you're aware that you have blood on you, sir. Just thought I would pass that message along. She's so much nicer when, you know, people aren't being complete and total scum to her. Amazing how that works. I hope I'm not supposed to know what's happening here because it's way too dark for me to see anything. You just had a dream about a fish? And you're that shook about it. I'm trying to remember. I know I've seen other shows that take place in this general time period. I do not remember what the economy in Korea was like in 1990.
꼭 드라마 한 장면 같네요. 남녀가 복도에서 지나가다가 마주치고 뭐 떨어뜨리고 같이 죽고.
드라마는 그런가요?
She's like, do you not watch TV shows, sir?
레슬링이나 보니까 뭐 아시나.
How do you know he only watches wrestling?
말투가 좀 이상하지만 나 같은 사람한테 꼬박꼬박 존댓말 하는 것도 특이하고.
그쪽 같은 사람이 어떤 사람인데요?
몰라서 그래? 답은 내지?
What's wrong with
근데요?
delivering coffee?
네 여기서 뭐하노?
아이고야 보네. 이 괴물이 내려다 기억해주네. 영광이네.
It is an honor until you piss him off.
와, 저 병신자가 개 찌그레 된 거 좀 모르네 저거.
People gotta be crazy. If you have somebody like that on your team who's got like that level of skill and that level of loyalty combined.
이거 들어와가. 니도 같이 한잔 하자. 싹 다 얘기할게.
He's like, I don't need an explanation from you.
네 행님 아이가.
Not for much longer, I don't think.
됐죠?
I don't think he's gonna show you face anymore.
전들아 아직도 뻣뻣하네.
See, they're all about to realize that there's limits to how much
죄송합니다 형님.
people argue all the time. What is actual power? And a lot of people currently think money is power. But if money doesn't get the person that's attacking you to stop attacking you, then the attack is more powerful. And then some people like think religion is power because you can convince people what to do. The fact is, power is whoever gets their way at the end has the power, and whatever it is that allows them to do that is what's most powerful in that moment. Oh, I would not push that guy. Yes, he does. You think he doesn't feel pain? He does feel pain. Just because he heals quickly doesn't mean he doesn't feel the pain.
아이 괴물 새끼야. 마지막 기회다.
Somebody getting stabbed.
형님 하고 불러보라고.
He's never stabbed anybody for a living, but he's about to stab somebody for this. And I would not blame him for it. Besides, these people are people that make a living off of hurting others anyway, so I do not feel bad for them. Burn the place to the ground. They really think they got rid of him like that?
들켜요?
아 가던 길 가요.
I mean, it doesn't matter if he was running around fine. The car actually hit him. Like, it's really weird. A lot of people, because there's the scams where you pretend you got hit by a car, but if you actually get hit by a car, just because you're not as badly injured as you could have been doesn't mean that the driver's not responsible for having hit you. He didn't run into the car. The car ran into him.
혹시 길치예요?
Like, he didn't, like, jump out of an alley into the side of the car. He was in front of the car on the road, and the car hit him. Actually, it kind of looked intentional. Like, it looked like the car hit him on purpose.
저기 교회 종탑 보이죠? 요거. 저 빨간 십자가 보고 가다가 상국 슈퍼 사거리 자유시장. 수고.
Sugo. That's gotta be Hisu's mom. Oh, disorienting light flicker. You gotta go, like, scale the rooftops and climb in a straight line. Well, at least this guy's got some sense of loyalty. That looks good.
저 잔 좀 더 있어.
He's just sitting here like, can you guys please just get along?
동생이
I would not be showing respect like that. I'd be holding my hand up like this. Not even... No, you've lost all of my ability to respect you, boss. I would not be turning away either. I'd be staring you down. All of the mannerisms to show respect would be gone. And it would be intentional on my part. I'd be like, no, I am going to be rude to you on purpose. You have lost your right to be respected by me.
아, 머리
형들 뭐 어지러 보여? 예?
뭐라카노이. 괜찮다 이 새끼야.
Did you put something in it? What did you do? You guys did not think this through.
대장님, 임마 이거 깨는 것 같은데.
Oh, you guys really did not think this through.
오, 깼네, 깼어.
Oh, you all dying.
진짜 괴물 맞네. 응?
Got 12 minutes left in this episode and everybody dying.
일어나.
Everybody here is dying.
많이 기다리셨습니까?
Yeah, we already knew he'd turn traitor.
그놈아, 그 카드. 니는 칼로 쓰셔도 안 되고 몬디로 뽀사도 안 된다 카드. 니 가자.
This is gonna go back to the Hulk Hogan clip that they showed of him breaking the handcuffs. It's gonna come back at this point. That was a really random wrestling scene to show of him going "Wah," with the handcuffs, so him with handcuffs now, I'm betting it'll circle back. We already know he breaks out because he ain't dead, okay? So they're trying to have the suspenseful music, but it's not super suspenseful. Oh, that's one way of doing it. Leave your boss in the car. He don't deserve you saving him. He had no loyalty. He had no honor. You ran out of oxygen. You gotta keep going. What? Weird. What the... What? 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 I can't even with this show right now. Like... She came back to find you because you were lost as heck.
여태 여기서 길 헤매고 있는 거예요? 울어요?
Yes, look, he's got a lot going on inside his head.
괜찮아요?
No. Oh, he means in life in general, he has completely lost his way. I hope you got back at everybody. First of all, because the world will be a safer place with those types of people no longer in it. If you choose to live a life where you benefit primarily off of, like, assaulting other people, you kind of deserve whatever bad things happen to you. Like, if you're the type of person that is willing to tie a person to a car seat and push their car into a lake, like, I'm not feeling bad for you no matter how bad the things are that happen to you. Okay, are that all the guys that had been hurt in this that he brought back for the takeover? Oh no, he's not done. No, he's not letting you go. You drugged him and let people put him in a car to kill him. Like, why would he let you go? Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. Not gonna watch. Oh, I gotta hear it though. Oh, la 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 la. Ah, la la. I heard it. I didn't want to hear it, but I heard it. Oh God. No. Are we done now? Okay. We're done. We're good. That was a bit much.
괴물이라며. 내 직접 확인해 봐야 되겠어. 얼마나 쓸모가 있을지.
Okay. So I feel like this backstory is going to be another two-parter, even though we didn't finish the last backstory entirely. Okay. So this is like, this series has become, the show has become a series of vignettes, of separate storylines. Eventually, I'm sure we'll get back to present day, but we haven't gotten back to present. So we've now covered most of Bumsuk's parents' story. We're now going to get Hisu's parents' story. At some point, we're going to get class president's parents' story, I'm guessing, although his dad seems like a significantly less important player in the whole thing, but he's clearly an important player. Like, I feel like the show took a break from the show. I'm not quite sure. It's very disconnected. It's I don't even know how to explain it. I've seen a lot of shows that are trying to work in multiple storylines, but not one where they actually full stopped the plot. Like, we have not seen any of the current plot line for 3 full episodes now. 3 full episodes without so much as an ending scene that's back in our current timeline. I've got 1 second. I'm gonna look up sunfish. I just want to see if that was a sunfish, because I mean, I think it's obvious that it was supposed to be a sunfish. How big are sunfish? How big are sunfish? Okay, so it was slightly exaggerated, but not too exaggerated. Sunfish really are... I'm gonna tone down the brightness so I can share this with you. Really are that big compared to people. I'm gonna turn off the backlight so that it doesn't get... So that's how big sunfish are in comparison to people. That's a ridiculously big fish right there. So, okay, that was actually not too exaggerated. But still, like, now he's having nightmares about sunfish, which he's been eating. That was almost a horror moment. I was like, okay, I mentioned horror. We're almost going to get it. I'm not going to count it, though. However, I will say I forgot to mention mob movies. When I was listing genres, I didn't even consider mob as one of the genres, and now we have that, too. I don't even know where we go from here. Like, if it's just so... And the thing is, random is the wrong word, because they are all... I can see how all of this is going to converge into the cohesive storyline again. This, clearly, I didn't get the time frames on... Actually, I can look that up. When did Kim Il-sung, when did he die? 1994. Okay. So the spy storyline, so there's 2, so not the flashbacks in the spy storyline, but the primary storyline takes place approximately 4 years after this, which I knew it had to be after because he's in the spy storyline clearly already as an agent. So we did that, and then we took it back to how he got involved with the agency. It's just, they're going to converge, but right now it's very just a little disjointed, and I would like more thematic connection to current plotline. At this point, like, I've stopped even asking whether or not Frank is dead. Frank is irrelevant. We don't care about modern times anymore. I don't even know. I don't even know if they'll spend the next episode. Well, no, because they still have to get kind of the relationship, because we haven't gotten the relationship between him and Hisu's mom yet. I think that's Hisu's mom, but I'm not sure. But if it is Hisu's mom, then you'd think he'd be slightly less jelly of his partner flirting all the time, if he's already married himself. Just saying, just putting that out there. Yeah. But, okay, so we got the rest of that story, and so we've got at least 2 more episodes just of past events before we get back on the main plot. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I don't even know what to expect in the next episode. This show has continuously baffled me from episode 1. And it's not that I don't understand what's happening. I understand what's happening, but I just would never have expected that this is the stylistic and storytelling like choices that are being made by the writer in terms of how we're or just choosing not to blend things. Like usually you expect that you blend past and present. You kind of like what they did with Hisu's backstory, how they were doing an episode that was current with flashbacks to what she went through instead of just pausing. And it's just interesting that they've switched that up entirely for this. But I'm gonna leave it there. And we'll come back and we'll just see what happens. But in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon for uncut reactions, reactions up to 3 weeks early, a chance to vote in the polls to have a chance to choose and just tell me basically what I'm going to be watching next on the channel. Or you can just hang out with me here on YouTube, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Annyeong.